At Custom Brands Group, we provide an extensive, high-quality roller shade product line. With a broad range of available fabrics, styles, and options, there's an ideal roller shade for every room. We're proud to show you our fabrication facility so you can see how these quality roller shades are manufactured. Let's take a behind the shades tour to see how our roller shades are custom manufactured in our quality-oriented manufacturing operation. These shades are produced at our state-of-the-art fabrication facility, one of the largest in North America, located in Rosarito Beach, just 20 miles from San Diego. To start production of each shade, an order is printed. Every order generates a unique barcode for each product on the order to ensure precision and help eliminate the opportunity for human error throughout the fabrication process. This barcode captures all the key details to produce the quality product, including material selection, coordinating color components, control options, and other critical information. All incoming product components are randomly pre-inspected upon arrival at our facility. Here, we are inspecting roller shade material, a process that includes checking the material width and verifying that the color and the pattern orientation conforms to the pre-established quality standard. All roller shade material is stored on these 16-foot high carousels. Each carousel houses more than 100 fabric rolls. When it is time to start an order, an associate punches in the locator code and the correct material is delivered. To start production of this roller shade order, our technician precisely cuts the material to the product order's specifications, utilizing this crush cut equipment. The first cut is the length, followed by the width cut. Next, if ordered, he cuts the fabric insert for the cassette head rail and rolls it up with the shade material. It's important to cut the insert at the same time to ensure an exact die-lot match. Here, we see the technician cutting the cassette head rail to the precise order measurements. Both the head rail and bottom rail are made of extruded aluminum and color coordinated with the shade fabric. However, different hardware colors can be selected for a truly custom shade. We use aluminum for our rails because it's strong yet lightweight, and it won't rust, even in high humidity environments. The last step here is to add the order's label to the rail so it tracks to the correct materials. The roller tube, also extruded aluminum, is cut to the order specifications and then labeled with the shade's tracking information. Now it's time to start the shade assembly. The first step is to adhere the fabric to the roller tube, utilizing the adhesive strip on the tube. The fabric is then secured in place with additional tape. Next, our associate attaches a plastic insert to the bottom of the fabric. Here, she's inserting the fabric into our elliptical bottom rail and wraps the fabric around the rail. A second plastic insert is utilized to secure the fabric in place, achieving a sleek, finished bottom rail that coordinates perfectly with the shade. Continuing with the shade assembly, end caps are added and the consumer safety labels placed on the bottom rail. The idler end cap is installed onto the tube. The bead chain is added to the clutch control. The clutch is then inserted into the operating end of the tube. The roller tube mounting brackets are inserted into the cassette head rail so that the fabric and the tube can be placed into the head rail. The associate then places the double-faced tape onto the head rail and skillfully installs the matching fabric insert. It is smoothed into place and trimmed to size. The shade is now placed onto the assembly rack for the final assembly steps. After confirming measurements, the bead chain is cut to the appropriate size, the safety warning placed, and the bead chain joiner added along with the cord tensioner. She verifies the bead chain and shade length measurements and again checks the operation. Here we see our quality control associate confirming the shade's measurements and that the shade is operating correctly. She then bands the fabric, This step secures the fabric in place to ensure that there is no damage during shipment. The color-coordinated end caps are snapped on, and the shade is now ready to be packed. First, the shade is wrapped in protective material. Then the mounting hardware is pulled and packaged along with the shade. Note that the order's barcode stays with the shade through this process. The shade is placed in a custom-made shipment carton and secured. Finally, the mounting components are added, the carton sealed, and then a label added, letting the installer know where the hardware is located. This shade is now ready for shipment. We've just seen how the beaded chain clutch control shade is fabricated. Other control options include the motorized control for complete hands-free operating ease and convenience. And a favorite is the touch lift cordless control. This shade lowers manually by hand and then slowly raises automatically with a slight pull on the bottom hem. Let's look at some of the key differences in the touch lift shade fabrication. Here, our technician is inserting the spring control into the roller tube. This controls the lowering of the shade. Once that is secured, she adds the stop device on the opposite side. This component prevents the bottom rail from hitting the head rail when the shade rises. The touch lift spring control mechanism is then wound to the appropriate tension. The mounting brackets are attached to the mounting rail, and then the shade is attached to the bracket. Notice the cross screw on the mounting brackets. This item is an important feature that allows additional customization. Adjusting the left side reduces or increases the shade's speed. The screw on the right positions the stop level of the shade. Both are preset during fabrication, but the installer can easily adjust during installation if the consumer prefers a different setting. As part of the quality control process, the shade's operation is tested to ensure it is functioning correctly and the length measurements are confirmed. The shade material is banded to protect it during shipment, and then a final measurement check takes place. This shade is now ready for shipment. There are a number of design options available to fully customize our roller shades. Let's take a look at a few of the more popular ones. The fascia headrail provides a more contemporary style alternative to the standard cassette headrail. Our standard shade rolls the fabric off the back, but we also offer a reverse roll option that provides a continuous look to hide the roller tube. Options for the bottom of the shade include the fabric-wrapped elliptical bottom rail, the contemporary heat-sealed rail hem bar, or another design option is our decorative hem bar. Two shades on one headrail is a popular option that provides operating flexibility for side-by-side windows. We also offer an exterior shade option for sun porches and patios for additional privacy and UV protection. Panel tracks for roller shades are an excellent solution to cover sliding glass doors and extra-wide windows. Panel widths are customized to accommodate the opening size and ensure a consistent overlap. Let's take a look at how panel track shades are made. To get started, we need to cut the aluminum headrail to the order's correct size. We also cut the individual carrier glides. For this order, we need 4 carrier glides. Our assembly technician marks the hole locations on each of the glides and then proceeds to punch these holes on each of the 4 carrier glides. The headrail and carrier glides are lubricated, and then the panel stops are slid on and secured into position. The panel track end caps are added. The carrier glides are slid into the headrail. The headrail end caps are attached, and then the glide stops are screwed in to stop each carrier glide into its correct location. A reference label is added to this and every shade to provide reference back to the original order should that information be needed in the future. Our next operation is to create a hem for each of the fabric panels. This equipment ultrasonically welds a hem pocket. Upon completion of the hem, an aluminum weight is added to ensure the fabric hangs straight. The hemming operation is completed when the ends are ultrasonically sealed. Adhesive strips are attached to the backside top of each fabric panel, and then heavy-duty mounting Velcro is adhered onto the adhesive strip. This provides easy fabric panel installation. The Velcro is then sewn onto the fabric to further secure it. The control wand is attached to the headrail, and then each fabric panel is attached to its carrier glide. The shade is then operated to ensure it traverses smoothly. Notice how the panels have a consistent overlap for a quality appearance. Now ready for quality control, our QC inspector confirms the length and width of each fabric panel, as well as the overall shade width. She also confirms each carrier glide operates correctly. The shade is approved and ready for shipment. When the shade has been carefully packaged for shipping, each shade is scanned at our dock by a FedEx employee, loaded onto the truck, and delivered stateside. And since the order can be tracked the moment it has been scanned onto the truck, it is easy to monitor the shipment progress. Every day, FedEx trucks transport our finished product directly to customers throughout North America. We are proud to produce these high-quality roller shades for our customers. Thank you for joining us on this Behind the Shades tour.